There is no substitute for a well-written illustrated log of a cruise or travelogue. I have now done quite a few logs, and the techniques have evolved over the years. It is time-consuming to do, but it can be fun and provides a record that becomes increasingly valuable as you get older. I undertook to produce some articles on this subject, but decided that some matters were best dealt with by video tutorial, hence this series.
This demonstration shows how to develop the synoptic chart into a long-term forecast for insertion in the text log or video. The synoptic chart is the first item on my weather web page. Open it and center on the page. I usually stick with the color version, but there are occasions when the black and white version is more appropriate. The process is straightforward. First, center the chart on the screen. Next, take a screen grab by pressing Alt Print Screen. Now open your photo processor, load the image. Next, export the image as a JPEG to a suitable location and name it with number 1. Return to the forecast page and then advance the time by 1 step, in this case 12 hours. Repeat the process. Alt Print Screen to place the image on the clipboard. Switch to the image processor, load and save the image and number it number 2. This process is repeated for all the images, so I will fade out and come back again when it is completed. That's the final image. In total there are 8, giving weather maps 4 days ahead. From the saved image we only want the chart itself, not the surrounding border material. For demonstration I'm going to adopt a dual approach. If available, you can use a simple macro to record the process once and get the computer to repeat it for all the other images. To do this, we open the image processor and open the macro panel. Other image processors will use a different procedure, but many have a macro capability. If not, don't worry, as you'll see shortly. Now, open the 8 images in the image processor. I chose the first one. Now switch the macro recorder on. Select the crop tool and manipulate the sides to pick up only the chart. Click Apply. Now switch off the macro record. Save the macro to the library and give it a suitable name such as Synoptic Chart Crop. Save the image as a .png file so that it will not overwrite the original. If you were unable to record a macro, you can now close the image, open the next one of the 8 original images and repeat the process. It will take longer that way, but it is perfectly feasible. Now set up a new batch job. Add the remaining images. Set the output to PNG, but in the same directory. Select the Synoptic Chart Crop macro and click Apply. Then click OK to run the batch job. As you can see, in seconds the remaining charts have been created. So now we concentrate on creating the video. Switch to the video editor and import all 8 images. Load the images in sequence to the timeline. Set the time pointer to start and click Start. As you can see, the transitions are a bit sudden. Try it again with a fade transition. It would be improved by adding a text caption showing day or date, but I chose not to do that in this particular case. I prefer these smoother transitions. All that remains is to produce the video. This is application specific, so is speeded up. Now let's backtrack to our 8 cropped images and think about using such charts in a text document. Here is a blank template page in Serif Page Plus with my favourite 5x5 guideline grid. This grid will not appear in the printed document but provides useful snapping points for setting a layout. Clearly it is going to be difficult to use all 8 images. It would be too cluttered and not add much to understanding. So I opted to use only the noon charts, i.e. 2, 4, 6 and 8. Import the first image and drag until it snaps to the grid. Repeat the process. One option would be to place them all in a column. As an alternative, I'm trying offsetting each image by 50%. To get some idea of what it might look like, I added a full page text box, filled it with placeholder text and sent it to the back, and set the snapping for all the weather maps to tight. The end result is quite pleasing, but some captions will need to be added, and in most of my logs there would be some form of banner picture at the top. But we have achieved the result we were looking for, so we will call it a day there.